77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. You know, your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.
All right, so like most people, I had Fox News on. I have it on every day. It's my favorite. Yesterday morning, and I enjoyed watching the pomp and circumstance as I was getting ready for that big state banquet and watching Rubio and Hegseth and all these people mingle and Elon Musk sitting at a table with a bunch of Chinese businessmen and just awaiting, of course, the entry of both President Xi and President Trump. Before that, we saw Eric and Laura Trump walk in. And then, of course, you got the president and Xi. And Xi spoke first. Nice little speech. Trump spoke after. He was great. Told the president of China how much Americans love Chinese food. And now they're on their way home. In fact, Sean Hannity texted me at 4:15 this morning and said, Sid, I'm on the way home. I said, Sean, great job, all you guys. But now it's time to figure out exactly what did we accomplish. And there's nobody better to talk to than my dear friend Brian Kilmeade. Does an amazing job following me each and every morning here on 77 WABC at 10. Fox and Friends every morning. And the best cable show, One Nation, 10 p.m. Sunday nights. I'll be on next week, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So, Brian, you know, there's a lot to discuss here. I think the major issue remains Taiwan, but there's a lot to be optimistic about. What are your thoughts?
Number one, they just want stability in their relationship. So anything happens, and you know things are going to happen, communicate. And there's nothing wrong with that. So you don't just have summits with your friends. For people to say, why are we talking to them? Of course, you got to talk to them. The other superpower, are you crazy? We talked to the Soviets through the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Every president tried to get something going. And we said, well, they're evil. They're fighting us in Vietnam. They're fighting us in Korea. They're proxy wars all over Africa. What are we doing? We kept talking. So anyone who's critical, I think, just it makes no sense. But shelve that. I think 30 CEOs that didn't know have Chinese connections and now have connections. Like Tesla doesn't need it. Tim Cook doesn't need it of Apple. I got it. But the other people have connections. And what we want to do is set up businesses, I got it, that don't have any technical or security elements to it. So go over there with some businesses. You could exchange and try to get access to the billion people over there, or close to a billion people. All right. I'm not too confident that they'll buy any of our products. They have no money. I think they're a declining power. I think they're a formidable power. I think they're absolutely a declining power. If you look at their childbirth, they're diminishing in population. They cannot employ their graduates from college. They're fining the presidents of universities when the students can't get jobs. They have make jobs. Sid, get this. They have people who can't get jobs, so they make them dress up, go to work like they're going to work, sit in a building, and then they come home in order to get paid. They're pretending to work. So please stop telling us how formidable that they are, because they're trying to get influence in all these other countries. I mean, we've basically caught them selling arms, and the president didn't really acknowledge that yesterday, back to Iran or giving them arms. I think all the focus is going to be on Iran. The takeaway is the 200 Boeing jets, but over how many years? I think the takeaway is the respect they showed the president. And it isn't just, hey, Mr. President, you're great. It was, okay, there's a pageantry. There is the high-ranking vice president greeting him at the tarmac. There is the toast to the president. We are two. He said, we are two of the most important. We are two of the most important powers in the world. It's important we communicate. And I'm thinking about Vladimir Putin. I'm thinking about all our enemies and thinking, wow, we tried to isolate America. We tried to get the world off the dollar. And now we have our number one nemesis saying that we're the most important country and we want to have peaceful relations. So I think those are positives. And the next step is now immediately, it's almost like you win the semifinals, but you can't celebrate because you got to go to the finals. And I think right now you go, okay, great. Now focus on Iran for every reason. Sid, I know you're tired of it. Most Americans are tired of it. We see the inflation numbers. Everyone knows. But now I think it's time to finish these guys off. And Iran could open up that strait with a phone call. To say I can help you any way you want, Mr. Brady, he said, President Trump, I'll help you. Let me know how. Well, we know how. You can open up the strait. You tell Iran, back off. They have to back off because you are sustaining what's left of the economy and country. So I think everything's coming to a head.
You know what's funny, though, is, and the Post said this morning, as good as these last couple of days were, he just did a really great job, Brian, as always, of detailing it. This can go south in a heartbeat. You know, I always talk about Putin is going to China next. For folks that don't know, Putin is on his way to China next. But Putin will call President Trump, and they'll have this great phone call. Putin loves Trump. He looks at Trump like a matinee idol. He loves him. And Trump will go, hey, Vlad, do me a favor, okay? Don't bomb anybody today. And Putin will go, okay. And 10 minutes after that, 10 minutes, not 10 days, he'll bomb the hell out of some little town in Ukraine. The same thing can happen here with Xi and, of course, North Korea and Iran. Well, Trump is the best ever because he does go out of his way to say nice things because that's how you get stuff done. It makes the Democrats angry because they're stupid. Trump knows what he's doing, but you really can't trust any of these people, including the Chinese.
Of course, and why the president says if I stop the Chinese students from coming here, it's really going to hurt the university system. Well, okay, maybe we got too many colleges. So, Harvard can afford to lose some people that are paying full freight. That's what China does. We have no idea their grades. And they come over here and they pay the full tuition. But they're all obligated to spy on us. And we catch them. We've got these guys moving basically IEDs over to the University of Michigan. We got 3 of them. I mean, how many more proof do we need? We just got a mayor in Arcadia, California, who admitted to being a Chinese spy. So why would we bring 6,000 Chinese students here or 60,000? I forgot what the number is. Who knows? I wouldn't bring one. So I think that we have to be a little bit smarter about it because, well, it's an insult to kick out. The president said it's an insult to kick out all these students. I don't care. I know bringing culturally here, but as long as they're obligated to spy on us, to get our best research and get out of the country, I think we should really rethink that. So I think the president does not want to do that. They also own our farmland, but the president said yesterday, well, they keep buying our farmland. If we just make them give up what they bought, it's going to hurt the farmers. Obama never should have let them buy them. I don't know. If I'm the federal government, I go, look, we're buying you out today. Goodbye. We're buying you out. Get going. And little by little, let the farmers buy their land back, or Americans like Bill Gates and these other guys see it as a good investment, and they bring it back to this country. So I would love to see these things moved on. The president's got his own agenda there. Doesn't want to rankle feathers because he sees the big picture. The
big picture is we retain the House and the Senate in November, and Marco Rubio becomes president in 2028. No disrespect to J.D. Vance.
J.D. for you?
No, J.D. No, I'm begging you, please stop it. And Trump doesn't want J.D. there either. There's a reason why 2 nights ago J.D. Vance was in Maine, okay, doing an anti-fraud rally in Bangor, Maine, and Marco Rubio was in Beijing with Trump. I mean, if you don't see the tea leaves writing on the wall that everything this country does that's important, Marco Rubio is right there, and J.D. Vance has basically been relegated to you do fraud stuff in states across the country. It is increasingly obvious that Trump and America has great confidence that Rubio can be president, not so much with Vance.
Sid, maybe if you gave him sodium pentothal, he says, Rubio's a better choch.
100%.
I still think that it's JD's if he wants it.
But hold on. So then why would JD? Hold on. Why would JD Vance be in Bangor, Maine 2 days ago when every major official, everyone, was with President Trump in Beijing, China?
You can't have the president and vice president together going over to China. It's too much of a security risk.
Okay.
So you put the Secretary of State, foreign affairs. So it kind of makes sense. So to have both of them together would be as dumb as putting him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which they did, and which was ridiculous. But believe it or not, the fraud stuff is something that resonates a lot in America with Americans, like in New York. All the crazy, this thing we have where if you go to watch your parent, they pay you. So you become the caregiver for your parent in the later years. Well, there's all these no-show jobs, people abusing it, invisible people getting Medicaid, and the hospice care over in California. So that evidently, domestically, has been just a huge thing. Another thing that the Trump administration's doing that's resonating. And that's what happened in Minneapolis. Remember, they wanted to distract us in Minneapolis by making ICE the bad guys. The big story in Minneapolis is how many Somalis stole how many millions from our federal government and shipped it back to that terroristic country. And that was the big story. And then we find the same thing in Maine. We find the same thing in Ohio, red state, and California. Nothing's worse. They had a hospice on like every block, and none of them, they were just empty hulks of buildings. So this is it is one of these issues that they can run on.
No, they've done a great job between, JD's doing it now, but Anthony D'Esposito, he's done a terrific job in the Labor Department, uncovering billions. Lee Zeldin, EBA, has uncovered billions. So no question that this administration has taken that very, very seriously. And when we have money issues in this country, which we're actually heading in the right direction right now, that type of stuff becomes very valuable. Okay, 2 days away, One Nation, 10 p.m. every Sunday night on Fox News. And even before that, you got a great radio show coming up today, Kilmeade. So give me the radio show first, and then what we're going to watch on Sunday night.
I got Claire Lai. You know, her dad has been imprisoned at 77 years old and is near death, and he's a great self-made billionaire, friend of so many people in the West. He refused to shut his newspaper down, so they arrested him in Hong Kong, and they're trying to get him out. His daughter joins me, Senator Capito of West Virginia, on the chances of getting this supplemental bill out to pay for DHS. Mark Thiessen's going to be with us. Mark is in meeting with the president pretty consistently about where we're going in Iran. We'll get the latest. Tyrus will be on because he wants, and Shannon Bream. No, Tyrus is the best. And we're going to do the California debate stuff. Last debate was last night. The mayor debate is breaking everybody's brains as Hollywood's now coming out for the left-wing crazy, not even Karen Bass. And the Dems revealed their radical agenda, and they actually said it out loud. Pack the court. We're going to get rid of the Electoral College. They're saying we want to add 2 states. I mean, and impeach Trump. That will make sure you don't get elected. And they're saying it. That's how cocky they are about the midterms, along with China's summit, too. I'm going to, Sunday night at 10 o'clock, I'm going to have Michael Schellenberger on, talk about the new rise of socialism, the ones that we are living with in New York, and how one guy got it right in San Francisco where he lives, but what this debate means for the rest of the country. I'm also got God Saad on. You see that he got an endorsement from his new book. It's called Radical Empathy. And they're just talking about how all these guys try to get the homeless, and why you get homeless houses, and we got to get drug addicts, give them needles, and we got to make sure that illegal immigrants have health care. It's destroying the country. He wrote a whole book on it. And then we also have an interview. Got Carly Shimkus joining us, too. So we got a big show coming your way. And I know we got a couple more guests. We're going to look to book this morning, including Steve Mosher. This guy is one of the foremost China experts. He's got contacts inside that country. We'll find out how it's playing nationwide. So all Sunday at 10 o'clock.
Sounds great. And I'll be on, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Can't wait to be back on that amazing show. My man, have yourself a great radio show, and we'll be watching Sunday night. And you and I will do it all again on Monday morning. Enjoy your weekend, and we're going to find out, hopefully tonight, who the Knicks are playing in the next round. If Cleveland beats Detroit tonight, it'll be the Knicks and Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Brian Kilmeade, I love you, buddy. Great job.
All right, and don't forget, the only thing bigger than the Knicks series will be October 17th at the Westbury Music Fair. So, I mean, if you can't get tickets to the Knicks tonight, go to BrianKilmeade.com and get tickets for Uniting the States tour with a special appearance by Sid Rosenberg.
I'm actually really excited about that. I know I keep saying that every week, but I'm not lying to you. I'm not patronizing you. Very excited about that. Going to be in Westbury come October. Brian Kilmeade coming up at 10 o'clock right here on WABC. 10 p.m. Sunday nights on Fox News. We'll take a short break. Still to come, Cherie DeVoe. Of course, she trained Golden Tempo to win the Derby. That horse is not running in tomorrow's Preakness. We'll also talk to Joe Tacopino, Dr. Oz in studio. Big show coming your way. It's Friday. Sid and Friends in the morning.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?